scattered people on the earth, persons who possess neither faith nor knowledge, and who are of the doubting nature, suffer a downfall for the skeptical souls. There is no happiness either in this world or the next.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम् धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे.
Oh man, Gita is not a religious book of any person, any particular caste, any particular class, any particular sector, any particular country, or any orthodox ideological person. Rather, it is for every caste, every religion, the four varnas, born of most lower family, the greatest sinner, or more than the sinner, of every age, every man and woman, that is for all. Truly, the Gita is the religious book of the entire human race, and it is a matter of great pride that the Gita is your religious book.
Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotee. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. That the Almighty, Prabhu, we are your devotee. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Created all of us, only you can quench our thirst.
Lead us the path of righteousness and bless us with happiness.
Prabhu, bless us with happiness. Prabhu, bless us with happiness. Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotees. We glorify you from deep within. Shower with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. To love everyone.
Rid our hearts of jealousy and let us always be your devotees.
Prabhu, let us always be your devotees. Prabhu, let us always be your devotees. Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotees. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Vishnu, your love is pure and true.
Help us to protect our dharma and purify our karma.
Prabhu, purify our karma. Prabhu, purify our karma. Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotees. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings.
ईश्वर पुत्र आदिश्री अरुण, तेरा ब्रह्म ज्ञान व्यापक था, व्यापक है, व्यापक रहे। ब्रह्म ज्ञान रूपाय विश्व उत्पत्त्यादि हेत्वे तापत्रय विनाशाय आदिश्री वयमः। जो ब्रह्म ज्ञान रूप हैं, जो इस जगत की उत्पत्ति, स्थिति और विनाश के कारण है, करता हूँ।
of God Aadishri Arun, I have come to consult you with the inspiration of Kal administration.
Hey Devi, welcome to the consultation room.
Now, you should start preparing to compete with Kali Purush from today itself. That's why I have come to your service. Now, you order your warriors to destroy Kali Purush and his representative. Now, don't waste your time giving instructions to people.
You have made me aware of the time fixed by the Kal administration. It is a very good thing. There is no wastage of time in preaching to the
Today's time, America is a superpower. But except America, 3 more countries are dreaming of becoming a superpower. Today's politics says that there are many powerful countries developed with many atomic bombs which are ruled by the representative of Kali Purush. She is sitting ready to make this earth human void. These powers should be destroyed before those countries make this earth.
and love is the essence of the world.
सब है नातेदार, सब है नातेदार, ये मेरे सब है नातेदार। लोगों ये अवतार हैं, आदिश्री अवतार। लोगों ये अवतार हैं, आदिश्री अवतार। आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, श्री आदिश्री अवतार। बंधु सखा और मात पिता कह जुड़े अनेकों नाते। ओ बंधु सखा और मात पिता कह जुड़े अनेकों नाते। बालक समझ के पल न झुलाते, प्रेम से भोग लगाते। तुम ही हो घट घट के वासी, तुम ही हो घट घट के वासी। पार्थ सारथी बन के सुनाया, पार्थ सारथी बन के सुनाया, गीता का सब सार, गीता का सब सार। जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं, सब हैं नातेदार। जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं, सब हैं नातेदार। आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। अवतार संपूर्ण प्रेम श्री अवतार। प्रेम के नाते जो है निभाते, जो मुझको है भाव से ध्याते। आदिश्री घट घट के वासी, तुम ही हो घट घट के वासी। काम क्रोध मद लोभ न भाए, काम क्रोध मद लोभ न भाए। मैं हूँ प्रेम आधार, तुम हो प्रेम आधार। जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं सब हैं नातेदार, जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं सब हैं नातेदार। प्रेम ही भक्ति प्रेम ही पूजा, प्रेम ही भक्ति प्रेम ही पूजा, प्रेम ही भक्ति प्रेम ही पूजा। आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार। प्रेम ही भक्ति प्रेम ही पूजा। आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार। श्री आदिश्री अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार।
प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार। आदि परम कृपा से आदिश्री की परम कृपा से हो जाए भव से पार। प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार। प्रेम के रस्ते पर चल कर ही, प्रेम के रस्ते पर चल
Today we have thanked the Almighty devotee. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings.
happiness.
bless us with happiness. Prabhu bless us with happiness. Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotees. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. To love everyone.
Rid our hearts of jealousy and let us always be your devotees.
Prabhu, let us always be your devotees. Prabhu, let us always be your devotees. Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotees. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Vishnu, your love is pure and true.
Help us to protect our dharma and purify our karma.
Prabhu, purify our karma. Prabhu, purify our karma. Today we have thanked the Almighty. Prabhu, we are your devotees. We glorify you from deep within. Shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings. Prabhu, shower us with your blessings.
ईश्वर पुत्र आदिश्री अरुण, तेरा ब्रह्म ज्ञान व्यापक था, व्यापक है, व्यापक रहे। ब्रह्म ज्ञान रूपाय विश्व उत्पत्त्यादि हेत्वे तापत्रय विनाशाय आदिश्री वयं नमः। जो ब्रह्म ज्ञान रूप हैं, जो इस जगत की उत्पत्ति स्थिति और विनाश के कारण हैं तथा 3 तापों को नाश करने वाले हैं। उस ईश्वर पुत्र आदिश्री अरुण को नमस्कार करता हूँ।
Son of God Aadishri Arun, I have come to consult you with the inspiration of Kal administration.
Hey Devi, welcome to the consultation room.
Now you should start preparing to compete with Kali Purush from today itself. That's why I have come to your service. Now you order your warriors to destroy Kali Purush and his representative. Now don't waste your time giving instructions to people.
You have made me aware of the time fixed by the Kal administration. It is a very good thing. There is no wastage of time in preaching to the people. This incarnation of mine is embodiment of perfect love. This is the time for me to play love among my devotees, in which I have to make people realize that first of all God loved man and not man. The whole world is the result of the attraction of this love.
But what is its purpose in today's politics?
Its purpose is man has to learn that without love there is no creation. And even if the creation is done, then without love the life of man is incomplete. Politics alone does not fulfill life, nor is it the goal of life. The ultimate goal of the life is love, only love, because from there the path of devotion begins.
That's all fine, but in today's time, America is a superpower. But except America, 3 more countries are dreaming of becoming a superpower. Today's politics says that there are many powerful countries developed with many atomic bombs which are ruled by the representative of Kali Purush. She is sitting ready to make this earth human void. These powers should be destroyed before those countries make this earth humanless.
Let this time come.
But when will that time come, Son of God?
It's about to come, but not now. Now is the time for the complete love Leela of Son of God Aadishri Arun. Before starting the Leela of destruction, the Son of God Aadishri Arun wants to give this message to the human beings, that ultimately love is the basis of the creation and love is the essence of the world.
मेरे जो भी भक्त हैं सब है नातेदार, सब है नातेदार ये मेरे, सब है नातेदार। लोगों ये अवतार है आदिश्री अवतार, लोगों ये अवतार है आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार प्रेम अवतार, श्री आदि श्री अवतार। बंधु सखा और मात पिता कह जुड़े अनेकों नाते। ओ बंधु सखा और मात पिता कह जुड़े अनेकों नाते। बालक समझ के पल न झुलाते, प्रेम से भोग लगाते। तुम ही हो घट घट के वासी, तुम ही हो घट घट के वासी। पार्थ सारथी बन के सुनाया, पार्थ सारथी बन के सुनाया गीता का सब सार, गीता का सब सार। जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं सब हैं नातेदार, जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं सब हैं नातेदार। आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, श्री आदि श्री अवतार। प्रेम के नाते जो है निभाते, जो मुझको है भाव से ध्याते। ओ प्रेम के नाते जो है निभाते, जो मुझको है भाव से ध्याते। वो मुझको हर रूप में पाते, जो भी मेरी शरण में आते। आदि श्री घट घट के वासी, तुम ही हो घट घट के वासी। काम क्रोध मद लोभ न भाए, काम क्रोध मद लोभ न भाए। मैं हूँ प्रेम आधार, तुम हो प्रेम आधार। जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं सब हैं नातेदार, जो भी मेरे भक्त हैं सब हैं नातेदार। प्रेम ही भक्ति, प्रेम ही पूजा, प्रेम ही भक्ति, प्रेम ही पूजा, प्रेम ही भक्ति, प्रेम ही पूजा। आदि श्री अवतार, आदि श्री अवतार, आदि श्री अवतार, आदि श्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार, आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, श्री आदिश्री अवतार। संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार, संपूर्ण प्रेम अवतार।
प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार। आदिश्री की परम कृपा से, आदिश्री की परम कृपा से हो जाए भव से पार। प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार। प्रेम के रस्ते पर चल कर ही, प्रेम के रस्ते पर चल कर ही अमृत सागर नदियाँ आए, अमृत सागर नदियाँ आए। इस नदिया से आगे चल के, इस नदिया से आगे चल के प्रेम के सागर में खो जाए, प्रेम के सागर में खो जाए। भक्ति के संग संग मुक्ति भी है, भक्ति के संग संग मुक्ति भी है। हो जाए भव से पार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार, प्रेम ही सब वेदों का सार।
Wow! What is the explanation of the supreme power in the words of music? The words of music of a musician like you. In fact, only the foresight of the musician can transcend the limits of the time and see the supreme power that is eternal.
जाओगे राधा गोरी, ऐसा मौसम है, ऐसा मौसम है। उतर कर अंबर से तारे, झिलमिल झिलमिल कर प्यारे, ये कितना दिव्य नजारा है,
प्यारा स्वर्ग हमारा है। राधा पूछे शाम से, राधा पूछे शाम से, कह दो कहाँ कैसा मौसम है।
सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं, सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं,
हीरो के महल पे जवाहर की बरसात,
सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं, सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं,
हीरो के महल पे जवाहर की बरसात, सिर पर मोर मुकुट धारे, बेकल कल जमुना किनारे,
है सुंदर राजकुंवर बनकर रास करते हैं हिलमिल सारे। सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं, सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं,
हीरो के महल पे जवाहर की बरसात,
सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं, सोने जैसे दिन और चांद जैसी रात हैं,
हीरो के महल पे जवाहर की बरसात, सिर पर मोर मुकुट धारे, बेकल कल जमुना किनारे,
है सुंदर राजकुंवर बनकर रास करते हैं हिलमिल सारे। सुन के खो जाओगे राधा गोरी, ऐसा मौसम है। पावन मुखड़ों पे प्यारी मुस्कान है, ओ पावन मुखड़ों पे प्यारी मुस्कान है,
बागों में बहारों में ये सुख की भरी खामें, बागों में बहारों में ये सुख की भरी खामें,
फसा में हम मन के गुब्बारे, दिशा में खुशी के फुवारे, है सुंदर राजकुंवर बनकर रास करते हैं हिलमिल सारे। ओ
राधा पूछे शाम से, हो राधा पूछे शाम से, कह दो कहाँ कैसा मौसम है।
किसने पुकारा है। दुनिया बनाने ऐसी किसने पुकारा है। बेहद गगन हो जैसे मिलता इशारा है।
सुखद संकल्प यही धारे, नयन वही नवयुग निहारे।
है देवी राजकुंवर बनकर रास करते हैं हिलमिल सारे। ओ
राधा पूछे शाम से, कह दो कहाँ कैसा मौसम है। ओ राधा पूछे शाम से, कह दो कहाँ कैसा मौसम है।
हो सुन के खो जाओगे राधा गोरी, ऐसा मौसम है। ओ ऐसा मौसम है, 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 ऐसा मौसम है।
कौन था ये? कोई दिव्य शक्ति थी, महाशक्ति। बस तुम्हें भी ऐसी ही दुनिया बनानी है।
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम् धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे संभवामि युगे युगे
O man, opulence of the one who has got yoga, what is his splendor? The same thing will be discussed in this chapter. Come and listen carefully and jump with me in the Ganges of this knowledge. The person who does not have flaws, the person who does not have flawed vision, only that person is entitled to receive this knowledge because this knowledge is supremely sacred. This knowledge is including science. This knowledge has been called philosophy along with science in Gita chapter 7 and verse 2. After knowing this knowledge, there is nothing left in this world to know. Tattva-gyan is called Brahma-gyan, and this knowledge is also called Brahma-vidya. Sutra 49 of Vedanta Darshan, part 3, chapter 3 says that Brahma-vidya is the means of attainment of the soul and freedom of birth and death. The aim of Brahma-vidya is to get the realization of only Supreme Soul and to free the soul from all kind of miseries for all time. Sutra 48 of Vedanta Darshan, part 3 and chapter 3 says that the fruit of sacrifices is to return to heaven, and the fruit of knowledge of Brahma-vidya is to attain to the Supreme Lord after being freed from birth and death. Brahma-vidya alone is the aim of liberation, not the yajna or karma. Sutra 30 of Vedanta Darshan part 3 and chapter 3 says that the person who is desireless, who loves only the Supreme Soul, that person's life does not go to the higher worlds. That person becomes Brahma here on this earth and attains Brahma. Sutra 50 of Vedanta Darshan part 3 and chapter 3 says that a person who is completely detached from the pleasures and is ready to realize the Supreme God, there can be no delay in attaining the Supreme Soul. They get realization of Supreme Soul on this earth, in this birth, in this body, in the living state itself. Vedanta Darshan part 3, chapter 3 and Sutra 52 says that a person who has dedicated to attain the form of Supreme God, the person who has purified his conscience through yoga in the form of renunciation of all pleasures in the form of karma, person attains Supreme God before this body perishes. Because the main result of Brahma-vidya is to free from the bondage of birth and death and immediately attain the Supreme Soul.
आदिश्री देने चले भक्तों को जब ज्ञान, ब्रह्म ज्ञान में खो गए, केंद्रित हो गया ध्यान, केंद्रित हो गया ध्यान। जब देने को चल दिए आदिश्री जी ज्ञान, भक्त ध्यान में खो गए, केंद्रित हो गया ध्यान, केंद्रित हो गया ध्यान। ब्रह्मा जागे नारद चौंके, ब्रह्मा जागे नारद चौंके, त्रिभुवन में कौतूहल जागा। चारों दिशाएं शांत हुई और ध्यान धारा पे सभी का लागा। चारों दिशाएं शांत हुई और ध्यान धारा पे सभी का लागा। गीता का महाज्ञान सुनने को, गीता का महाज्ञान सुनने को शिव ने ध्यान समाधि त्यागा। एक अर्जुन के निमित्त मिलेगा, एक अर्जुन के निमित्त मिलेगा, ज्ञानामृत सबको बिनु मांगा। आदिश्री प्रेम अवतार, जय जय प्रेम अवतार। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि। आदिश्री प्रेम अवतार, जय जय प्रेम अवतार। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, जय जय प्रेम अवतार। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि। आदिश्री प्रेम अवतार, जय जय प्रेम अवतार। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि। आदिश्री प्रेम अवतार, जय जय प्रेम अवतार। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि। आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि, आदिश्री जय जय कल्कि।
Radiant Updesh of Gita, chapter 9 is called Raj Vidya and Raj Guhya Yoga. In this chapter, Son of God Aadishri Arun will give you such knowledge, knowing well that you will be free from the world of sorrow. O man, the actions that lead you to liberation are good. Those that entangle you further in worldliness are not good. With so much good knowledge in the world, most of your work entraps you further in the pits of this world. More money, more friendship, more kinship, and more hatred. In all this you are lying. O man, today I am going to give you the knowledge which is inclusive of science, and that knowledge will free you from this miserable world. This knowledge, including science, it is the king of all knowledge. There is no greater knowledge or any knowledge than this. It is the king of all the secrets. There is no greater secret than this. This knowledge is very pure, very good, with visible fruit and righteous, very easy to do means, and imperishable. This knowledge is so perfect that I cannot describe it. Oh man, I can do anything for my devotees. In other words, this knowledge can be stated as the sovereign science, the sovereign secret, the supreme purifier is this, immediately comprehensible, unopposed to dharma, very easy to perform, imperishable. But O man, for whom you have no faith, can you get anything from him? If you want to achieve anything, first of all you need to have faith. You cannot force faith in yourself. In this suitable religion, the people without faith, without attaining me, continue to travel in the world cycle in the form of death. Oh man, now listen to my speciality. By me, all this world is pervaded. My form unmanifested, all beings dwell in me, and I do not dwell in them. Nor do those beings dwell in me. Behold my divine yoga, sustaining all the beings, but not dwelling in them, is myself, the cause of beings. As the mighty wind moving everywhere rests ever in the sky, so, know thou, do all beings rest in me. All beings, O man, go into my Prakriti at the end of a kalpa. I send them forth again at the beginning of the next kalpa. Resorting to my Prakriti, I again and again send forth the whole multitude of beings, powerless under the control of the Prakriti, nor do these acts, O man, bind me, remaining like one unconcerned, unattached to those acts, by me presiding. Prakriti produces the moving and the unmoving. Because of this, O man, the world revolves. Fools disregard me clad in human form, not knowing my higher being as the great Lord of beings, of vain hopes, of vain actions, of vain knowledge, devoid of discrimination, partaking only of the delusive nature of Rakshasas and Asuras, but partaking of the nature of the Devas, worship me with mind turned to no other, knowing me as the imperishable source of all beings, always talking of me, strenuous, firm in vows and reverent, they worship me with love, always devout. Worshipping by the wisdom sacrifice, others adore me, the all-faced, in various ways, as one, as different. I am Kratu, I am Yajna, I am Swadha, I am Ausadha, I am Mantra, myself the butter, I am fire, I the act of offering. I am the father of this world, the mother, the dispenser, and grandshare. I am the knowable, the purified, the syllable Om, and also the Rik, the Saman, and the Yajas also. I am the goal, the sustainer, the Lord, the witness, the abode, the shelter, and the friend, the origin, the dissolution, and stay, the treasure house, the seed imperishable. I give heat, I hold back and send forth rain. I am the immortality as well as death, existence and non-existence, men of the three Vedas, the Soma drinkers, purified from sin, worshipping me by sacrifices, pray for the goal of heaven, they reach the holy world of the Lord of the gods and enjoy in heaven the heavenly pleasures of the gods. They, having enjoyed that spacious world of the Swarga, their merit, punya exhausted, enter the world of the mortals, thus following the dharma of the triad, desiring objects of desires, they attain to the state of going and returning. Those men who, meditating on me as non-separate, worship me all around, to them who are ever devout, I secure gain and safety. The thing which is not attainable, which cannot be obtained, God gives it to him. This is called yoga, and also guard it so that no one can take it away. This is called Shiv. O man, till now you have heard my specialty, but now you listen to Tattva Gyan or Brahma Gyan. There was nothing in the beginning of creation. There was no earth, no heaven, no space, no man, no animal, no tree, no plant, no river, and no mountain, and no sea. At that time there was only the Supreme Lord Brahm, who was seated in the form of Jyoti. He wished that I should be one to many. That's why that God broke you into three parts. First, inferior energy or lower energy or Mahavishnu or Jad Prakriti. Second, superior energy, higher energy or Garvodakasai Vishnu or Chetan Prakriti. And third, super soul, Shirdakosai Vishnu or Adi Purush or firstborn or the son of God or God. When super soul, that is Shirdakosai Vishnu, mixed inferior energy and superior energy at one point and entered it himself, Big Bang exploded. Then three things arose after the Big Bang explosion. First, time. Second, light. And third, space. The light spread throughout the space. How far did the light spread? Spread over 100 crore yojans. Since there are 12 kilometers in 1 yojans, that is, the light spread in 1200 crore kilometer. When the light spread in 1200 crore yojans, it was called the ocean of light, that is, the ocean of light. Small droplets of light are called souls. God first created man. How? Full of knowledge, full of wisdom, full of strength, full of all things. But there was a shortcoming in the creation of that man. The man wanted to be like God. That means that man wanted to take the possession of God. Therefore, the creation of man collapsed. Then God needed to create another man. God saw that man wanted me to become like God. That is why God created man as his own form. But this creation of God also fell short. When God created man and sat on the throne of the king, then that man wanted to be free. He didn't want to take orders from God to go anywhere. If he performs any work, he didn't want to take orders from God. If I meet someone, he didn't take orders from God. That man wanted to be free. To be free is treason, and the punishment for a traitor is death. Thus God punished man with death. But when God sat on the throne of his father's form, he felt very sad. He thought that how would I be able to give death penalty to my son? I made him myself, and should I destroy him myself? According to the constitution of the king, God pardoned his punishment, because the king has the right to pardon someone's punishment or to make their punishment little or to convert one punishment to another. In this way, God waived the death penalty of man according to his constitution. Man again repeated the same old mistake. He wanted to be free. He again got the death penalty, and God forgave him again. In this way, man committed mistake 7 multiplied by 70 times, that is 490 times, and God forgave man 490 times. After this, when that man again committed the same mistake, then God sentenced the man to death. But when he sat on the throne as his father's form, he felt much pain. There was no longer any legislation left in the constitution of the king to save that man from death. There was a convention for man to escape from death. That constitution was Yajna, because Brahmans, Vedas and Yajna were created in the initial period of creation. Look back Gita chapter 17 verse 23. People knew Brahm, and that is why they were also called Brahmans. The second was the Vedas. Vedas are called constitution. The third was Yajna. But the Yajna could not be performed. Why? Because no Pandit or Qazi was born to perform the Yajna. There were no mantras, there was no fire, there was not even Panchcharna. There was no ghee, there was no medicine either. Therefore, God became very upset, that is, very sad. When he broke the limits of the sky element, then the word appeared from the sky. He broke the limits of the element of air, then touch arose from the air. Due to this touch, the word was pronounced. He broke the limit of the water element, then the form was born. Then Panchcharna was produced. He broke the limits of the earth element. Then God revealed himself in the form of Yajna Purush. God said that I am Kratu, I am Yajna, I am Swadha, I am Ausadha, I am Mantra, myself the butter, I am fire, I the act of offering. Look at Gita chapter 9 verse 16 in reverse. After this, a yajna was performed to save the man from death. The sacrifice could not be completed. Why? Because sacrifice was needed to complete the yajna. There was nothing to sacrifice. The animal was not made. The problem was who should be sacrificed. No man could have sacrificed himself because he himself was engrossed in the desire to be free. No man could have sacrificed himself because he himself was engrossed in the desire to be free. Then God said that you should sacrifice yourself. By doing this yajna will be completed. By this, you will get rid of death and all your wishes will be fulfilled. In other words, it can be said that Prajapati Brahma created the subjects along with the yajna at the beginning of the cycle and told them that you may attain growth through this yajna, and this yajna is going to provide you the desired enjoyments. Look at verse 10 of the Gita chapter 3 in reverse. People didn't think about what is right and what is not. He sacrificed himself to God for his selfishness. This is called the Adi Mahabalidan or great sacrifice. Some of the people standing there repented a lot. He said that, what kind of sin did I commit? That for the sake of my selfishness, I sacrificed God for the sake of my selfishness? As soon as the man repented, in the same way God came alive and stood up. All the people who had repented for their God, God gave him two boons. First, you will get rid of the death, and second, your every wish will be fulfilled. Such a group of people is called a deity or devas. Later, some more people came who said to God that, "O God, we will also repent for my committing mistake. Give both of those boons to us too." Then God said that you have become greedy. I will test you when I come to know on investigation that you really feel sorry for your committing mistake. Then I will give you this boon. Such a group of people is called a devotee. After this, the rest of the people who did not repent for their mistake, they also had enmity with God, enmity with deity, and also enmity with devotee. Why? Because God gave two boons to the deity and promised to give both the boons to the devotees. God did not give them anything. Such a group of people is called atheist. In this way, three categories of people were formed there: gods, devotees, and atheists. Now all these people became unfit to live there. So God made a plan for all of them to live where these people would live. What would they need to live there? What will these people eat? How will they lead their lives? If these people fight among themselves, who will settle down? How will they be resolved, etc., etc.? When the whole plan was made, God should step on the water element and from there create earth, heaven, and space in different places. He placed the deity in heaven and the devotees of the Lord, the devil, and the atheists were cast down on earth. When man first stepped on the earth, the name of that place was Shinar. Now the devotees of the Lord have two neighbors, first devil and second atheists. There was love among all people. There was harmony among all people, unity among all, one language, one caste, one religion, and one God. So everyone was happy. All the people started saying amongst themselves that come, let us make a pot and cook it in the fire. And they used brick instead of stone and clay instead of lime. Then they said that we should build a city and a tower whose little one can talk to the sky. This is how we name ourselves, lest we have to spread all over the earth. When people started building cities and towers, then God came down to see it. God saw that all belong to one group. There is love among all people. There is harmony in all. There is unity in all. All have one language. All have one caste. All have one religion. And all have one God. Whatever they do now, everything will happen. So God confused everyone's language so that they could not understand each other's language. Thus, God spread them over the whole earth from there, and they stopped building that city. After some time, people started suffering. Those who were the devotees of the Lord went to their first neighbor, Satan, to get rid of their misery. She told him that I do not have food to eat. Please tell me the solution. He replied that your brother lives in the heaven. You worship him. He is happy with the white clothes. Sweth is pleased with the flower. You offer them white clothes and white flowers. I will tell you the mantra. You please them by chanting the mantra. He will solve your problem. That person did the same thing. The deity was pleased to hear his brother's call. They immediately appeared in front of him. He told the person that I am happy with your worship. What do you need? Ask for a boon. The person said that I want Kamdhenu cow. I am short of food. Kamdhenu cow can solve my food problem. He said, so be it. He wanted Kamdhenu cow. That's why Kamdhenu cow first appeared in heaven. That deity gave Kamdhenu cow to that person on earth. Since then, the person stopped worshipping God and started worshipping his brother. After a few days, the eyes of God fell on Kamdhenu cow. He thought, what is Kamdhenu cow doing on earth? I had given this to the deity of heaven. God immediately took back the Kamdhenu cow. After a few days, he again ran into problems. Nearby trees were full of fruits, tubers, roots, all were destroyed. Had to go far for food. To solve this problem, the person went to another neighbor. He replied that your brother lives in the heaven, you worship him. He is pleased with the red cloth. Happy with red flowers, you offer them red clothes and red flowers. I will tell you the mantra, you please them by chanting that mantra, he will solve your problem. That person did the same. The deity was pleased to hear his brother's call. They immediately appeared in front of him. He told the person that I am happy with your worship. What do you need? Ask for a boon. The person said that I want Ushrav horse. I have to travel long distances to get to the food lane. Ushrav horse can solve the problem of fetching food. He said, so be it. He wanted Ushrav horse. So the first Ushrav horse appeared in heaven. That deity gave the Ushrav horse to the person on earth. Since then, the person stopped worshipping God and started worshipping his brother. After a few days, the eyes of God fell on the horse Ushrava. He thought, what on earth is the Ushrav horse doing? I had given this to the deity of heaven. God immediately took back the Ushrava horse. Thus, the devils and the atheists turned the devotees of the Lord away from the Lord and engaged them in worshipping the deities. Now, the devotees of the Lord would neither worship the Lord nor regret their mistake. Therefore, The devotees did not get the boon that the gods had got. Therefore, all the wishes of the devotees of the Lord are not fulfilled and they also have to die. If today again there is one God for all people, one race for all, one religion for all, love in all, and repentance for the mistake committed before that one God, then every wish of such people will be fulfilled and they will get rid of death. Many people worship other gods and goddesses for their different reasons. However, the fruitful devotees who worship other deities with reverence also worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But that worship of Him is in a methodical way, that is, out of ignorance. Apart from this, Purn Brahm Parmeshwar or the Supreme Lord, those who are worshipping other deities are also actually worshipping Purn Brahm Parmeshwar or the Supreme Lord. Because apart from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no other God. The only difference is that such people are doing the method of worship in a wrong way and they are doing so because of their ignorance. Those who worship other gods and goddesses are actually worshipping the Supreme Lord, and this is because the only Supreme Lord is the enjoyer and owner of all the sacrifices. The method of such people is not correct and he is in ignorance, because these people do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the essence. It is because of doing this that these people fall. That is, such people get reborn. The devotion of such people continues, but at the same time, they keep coming and going in the world of death. Only to avoid the cycle of coming and going is called salvation, and these people never get this salvation. In other words, it can be said that even those who, devoted to other gods, worship them with faith, worship myself in ignorance. I am indeed the enjoyer, as also the Lord, of all the sacrifices, but they do not know me in truth, whence they fail. Votaries of the gods go to the gods, to the Pitris go to the votaries of the Pitris, to the Bhutas go the worshippers of the Bhutas, my worshippers come to myself. When one offers to me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water, that I eat, offered with devotion by the pure-minded, O man, whatever actions you do, those actions produce virtuous fruits and sinful results. By mixing these fruits of virtue and sinful fruit, destiny is created. In order to enjoy this destiny, man takes on a new body. In this way, after assuming new bodies, a person then performs actions. Then their actions produce virtuous fruits and sinful fruits. By mixing this fruit of virtue and sinful fruit, destiny is created. In order to enjoy this destiny, man takes on a new body. Thus, man remains trapped in the cycle of birth and death. Until a man is freed from the bondage of karma, his cycle of birth and death will continue. There is only one way to be free from the bondage of karma. The one who works, the one who eats, the one who performs havan, the one who gives charity, and the one who does penance, offers all that to the one and only God. In this way, in which all actions are offered only to God, then man becomes free from the bondage of karma in the form of good and auspicious results, and being freed from them attains God only. Such devotees are freed from the bondage of birth and death. O man, I am equated with all beings. No one is disliked or dear to me. But the devotees who worship me with love are in me, and I am also manifested in them. O man, if anyone is a very vicious person and worships me as a devotee of me with exclusive devotion, then he is eligible to be considered a sage, because he is of true faith. That is, he is well determined that there is nothing like the hymn of God. He soon becomes virtuous and attains eternal peace. O Arjuna, know with certainty the truth that my devotee does not perish. O man, women, Vaishyas, Shudras and Papyoni Chandals, etc., whoever they may be, if they take refuge in God, they attain the supreme gati. God first took the name of a woman in the list of salvation. After this, the names of the four Varnas, Papyoni and Chandal, were taken. Then, if the devotee who was a virtuous Brahman took refuge in God, he would have attained the highest speed. That's why man, having attained this happinessless and fleeting human body, worship God continuously. O man, this was the radiant Updesh of Gita chapter 9, in which I told you while removing your dilemma, told the path which will take you to God. This knowledge is the link between this world and that world. O man, today you heard chapter 9 of Radiant Updesh of Gita, and here you give permission to your son of God Aadishri Arun. Now next Thursday, I will come again in front of you with the 10th chapter of Radiant Updesh of Gita. On that day, you will be ready to go on the journey of chapter 10th of Radiant Updesh of Gita. Till then, you wait. Thank you.
जो ब्रह्म ज्ञान को जानेगा वो ब्रह्म ज्ञानी कहलाएगा, और जो ब्रह्म ज्ञान को जानता है उसका कभी भी नाश नहीं होगा। तो क्यों मरने की बात हमारे सामने करते थे? बोलो जी, तो निश्चय पूर्वक सत्य जान कि मेरा भक्त नष्ट नहीं होता। तो मैं कहता हूँ कि तू निश्चय पूर्वक सत्य जान कि मेरा भक्त कभी नष्ट नहीं होता, कभी नष्ट नहीं होगा।
ब्रह्म ज्ञान का पाठ पढ़ाया, ब्रह्म ज्ञान का पाठ पढ़ाया आदिश्री ने, अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने, अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने। ईश्वर पुत्र की अद्भुत माया, ईश्वर पुत्र की अद्भुत माया, कोई भी भेद ये समझ ना पाया, कोई भी भेद ये समझ ना पाया, धर्म अधर्म का भेद बताया आदिश्री ने, धर्म अधर्म का भेद बताया आदिश्री ने, अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने, अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने, अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने।
हे मनुष्य, सृष्टि के आदि में कुछ भी नहीं था, न पृथ्वी थी, न आकाश था, न स्वर्ग था, न सूर्य था, न चंद्रमा था, न मनुष्य था, न पशु था, न पेड़ पौधे थे, न नदियां थी, न पहाड़ थे और न समुद्र थे। उस समय केवल एकमात्र पूर्ण ब्रह्म परमेश्वर थे, जो ज्योति के रूप में विराजमान थे। हाँ हाँ, ज्योति के रूप में विराजमान थे। उनकी इच्छा हुई थी कि मैं एक से अनेक हूं, इसीलिए उस ईश्वर ने अपने आप को 3 भागों में विघटित कर दिया। नंबर 1, इंफीरियर एनर्जी, जिसको कहते हैं लोअर एनर्जी, जिसको कहते हैं महाविष्णु, जिसको कहते हैं जड़ प्रकृति। नंबर 2, सुपेरियर एनर्जी, जिसको कहते हैं हायर एनर्जी, जिसको कहते हैं गर्भोदकाशायी विष्णु, जिसको कहते हैं चेतन प्रकृति। नंबर 3, सुपर सोल, जिसको कहते हैं आदिश्री, जिसको कहते हैं फर्स्ट बॉर्न, जिसको कहते हैं सन ऑफ गॉड, जिसको कहते हैं गॉड अर्थात ईश्वर। जब सुपर सोल ने अर्थात क्षीरदकोशायी विष्णु ने इंफीरियर एनर्जी और सुपेरियर एनर्जी को एक बिंदु पर मिलाकर स्वयं को उसमें प्रवेश किया तो बिग बैंग विस्फोट हुआ। बिग बैंग विस्फोट के बाद 3 चीजें उत्पन्न हुई। नंबर 1, समय। नंबर 2, पूर्ण ब्रह्म के समान बहुत तेज प्रकाश। और नंबर 3, अंतरिक्ष। पूर्ण ब्रह्म परमेश्वर के समान वह तेज प्रकाश पूरे अंतरिक्ष में फैल गया। प्रकाश कितनी दूर फैली? 100 करोड़ योजन में फैल गया। चूंकि एक योजन में 12 किलोमीटर होते हैं, यानी कि वह प्रकाश 1200 करोड़ किलोमीटर में फैल गई। भाई 1200 करोड़ किलोमीटर में जब प्रकाश 1200 करोड़ किलोमीटर में फैल गई तो उसे प्रकाश का सागर कहा गया, यानी कि ओशन ऑफ लाइट कहा गया। ओशन ऑफ लाइट। प्रकाश की छोटी छोटी बूंदों को आत्मा कहते हैं। आत्मा।
ब्रह्म ज्ञान का पाठ पढ़ाया, ब्रह्म ज्ञान का पाठ पढ़ाया आदिश्री ने। अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने। अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने। ईश्वर पुत्र की अद्भुत माया, ईश्वर पुत्र की अद्भुत माया। कोई भी भेद ये समझ ना पाया, कोई भी भेद ये समझ ना पाया। धर्म अधर्म का भेद बताया आदिश्री ने। धर्म अधर्म का भेद बताया आदिश्री ने। अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने। अद्भुत गीता का ज्ञान बताया आदिश्री ने। आदिश्री है जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे। आदिश्री है जग से न्यारे, न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से। मन को वश में करते हैं जो, मन को वश में करते हैं जो। ब्रह्म योग और ध्यान धरारे। आदिश्री हैं जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे। ओ आदिश्री हैं जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से, जग से आदिश्री है जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, से न्यारे। आदिश्री हैं जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे। ओ आदिश्री हैं जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, जग से, जग से आदिश्री है जग से न्यारे, जग से न्यारे, से न्यारे।
O man, in the beginning of creation, God created the whole world from one part of his soul, from which all the incarnations come to the earth from time to time, and the remaining 3 part of that God's soul was left in the space. Now the question arises that what will be the use of that 3 part of the God's soul which was left in the space, when all the incarnations that have come on earth to establish the dharma or righteousness in all 4 stages will fail in doing so. Then that 3 part will come after descending on the earth and will establish dharma or righteousness by bringing dharma in all 4 stages. In Treta Yuga, Lord Ram could not establish dharma or righteousness in all 4 stages on the earth. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna, who is known as the complete incarnation, both of them too could not establish righteousness in all 4 stages on the earth. So, the question arises that who will come now to establish dharma or righteousness in all 4 stages? Because the arrival of the complete incarnation has already happened, then this becomes a matter to think about. But man does not take steps to think in this direction. The remaining 3 part of God's soul will come after incarnating on earth, which was earlier left in the space. That 3 part is called as the 23rd Maha-Avatar of Virat Purush. He is called by the name Aadishri Arun. He manifested himself in many forms according to the need, and he is also known by the name of the complete incarnation. Today, he is going to give you that knowledge which you would have never heard of before. Its sentiment or theme has been threaded in 7 notes of music, which you will get a chance to listen.
Thank you.
बहती रहेगी ताकि गंगा, बहती रहे गीता की गंगा, भक्ति और धर्म की धारा, भक्ति और धर्म की धारा। आदिश्री के संग गंगा में करता रहा स्नान रहा स्नान जग सारा। धर्म अधर्म के भेद भुलाकर तू मेरी शरणागत हो जा। तू मेरी शरणागत हो जा। सब पापों से सब पापों से मुक्ति दूंगा। शोक न कर मेरी भक्ति में खो जा। शोक न कर मेरी भक्ति में खो जा। शोक न कर मेरी भक्ति में खो जा। धर्म अधर्म सब वेदों से न्यारे। धर्म अधर्म सब वेदों से न्यारे। अमर है गीता के बोल सारे। अमर है गीता के बोल सारे। आदिश्री का ज्ञान है न्यारा। आदिश्री आदिश्री का ज्ञान है न्यारा। आदिश्री का ज्ञान है न्यारा। ब्रह्म ज्ञान के बोल है न्यारे। आदिश्री का ज्ञान है न्यारा। ब्रह्म ज्ञान के बोल है न्यारे। हे नाथ नारायण कल की देवा। श्री कल की कल युग में नाम तुम्हारे। श्री कल की कल युग में नाम तुम्हारे। हे नाथ नारायण कल की देवा। एकमात्र आदि श्री हमारे। हाँ एकमात्र आदि श्री हमारे। हे नाथ नारायण कल की देवा। हे नाथ नारायण कल की देवा। श्री कल की कलयुग में नाम तुम्हारे। श्री कल की कलयुग में नाम तुम्हारे। हे नाथ नारायण कल की देवा। हे नाथ नारायण कल की देवा। हरे कल की हरे कल की कल की कल की हरे हरे। हरे कल की हरे कल की कल की हरे हरे। कल की कल की कल की कल की कल की कल की हरे हरे। कल की कल की कल की कल की कल की कल की हरे हरे। हरे हरे कल की हरे हरे। हरे हरे कल की हरे हरे। जय आदिश्री जय जय कल की। 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 जय आदिश्री जय जय कल की।